Hello, everyone. Just going to give a couple minutes here while people are popping on, and I am popping into some feeds here. I'm excited to create a beautiful black and white card with a pop of red on it. And I am going to be using some of the scraps that I have in my craft room. So I'm excited to be here to create with you. Just gonna make sure I'm in the right spot. Looks good. There we are. Hello, Christine. How are you? Okay, Lena, good to see you here. Hope you're doing well. Okay, we got some people that are popping in. This is great. So we are right in the middle, or at the beginning really, of 25 days of live tutorials. I'm excited to bring this kind of a special little grouping to you, and I want to thank you guys all for your support and making this happen, because without you guys' support and your following, I wouldn't be doing these 25 days of lives as well as 25 days of giveaways. So this is just a way to say thank you guys so much for being here to support me. Hello, this is great. We got Janet, Lynn, Carissa. How are we all doing? I know I did. You did not miss one. It's so funny. This morning I went on and I just did in my story that I was going to be coming on for day 4 of our 25 days of lives. And then I was thinking about it and I'm like, it seems so long ago that I did one, that it must be the 4th one, but it's actually only the 3rd. So you have not missed out. It is just day 3. It's just that yesterday I ended up going live before work. So that's why it seems like it was a long time ago. Okay. Hello, Kathy. First time catching me live. Well, welcome to this great community here. So my name is Sue Phillip. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Victoria, BC, on the west coast of Canada, on Vancouver Island, where we have got some beautiful weather here. Today it's been sunny. I was actually working all day today, and we've had lots going on at work. We are learning new things, which is always good and challenging at the same time. But no, it was a good day. It was lots. We learned a lot of stuff today at work. We're switching over some computer systems, and so it was just a busy day. So when I got home, I was excited to just come on here and just relax and be able to create a card with you. I've been looking forward to this all day. Like I said, we're going to be doing something in black and white with a little touch of red to it. I'm going to be using a brand new embossing folder. And for those of you that have been watching, with my 25 days of giveaways, I am posting a different post each day. Yesterday's post was, I'm a huge fan of using up the scrap pieces that you have left over from your creating and turning them into beautiful cards. So yesterday's challenge, which you can still go back and you can post, okay? Yesterday's challenge was to use some scraps that you had in your craft room, create a beautiful card, and then post it in the comments. And after work today, before I came on live, I just had a look, and there are so many amazing cards on there that people have shared in the comments. Some fabulous ideas that you can use with scraps that you have, but very inspiring to see all the beautiful things that you guys are creating with your scraps. So that made me very happy to see that, because I'm a fan of it. And so today, I thought, I have to practice, be a leader here. So I am going to be using some of my scraps for this card. All right. So thank you for joining me. And we're on day 3. We got lots of creating still to do over the next few days. One thing I will let you know about is we are right in the middle of a 3-day free shipping for Stampin' Up! So today, which is the 23rd, the 24th, and the 25th, with a qualifying order of $100 or more, Stampin' Up! Is doing free shipping. Okay, so therefore you want to make sure that if you need to stock up on anything, now is the perfect time to do it. And yeah, you also earn some rewards as you do it as well, right? So for every $100 you earn $10 in rewards. So as you're saving, you're earning, which is good. And I always throw in a Funfold class for those of you that place orders over $50 in a month. So it's a win-win. All right, so let's head down. I've got a couple things to show you. Watching to learn some great advice for a card. Awesome. This is great. Watching you live from Australia. See, this is so exciting. I love it when we can all be together. For today, I also wanted to remind you, and I forget about my PDF sometimes too, but I had, when I got home, I noticed that a couple people had ordered some of my PDFs. So I just wanted to remind you that it is an option. If you do not live within Canada, I cannot mail you off my physical kits to make the cards, but I can send to you a full color PDF, which are super easy to follow, and also a 2-hour instructional video. So you just prep along with the PDF, and then you join me with the 2-hour video, and it's literally like we are creating together. Okay, so those are in my PDF store, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different ones. I will be adding in the gallery blooms at the beginning of August as well. Okay, all right, so let's see the pieces I'm going to be using today. My reminder for my bingo card here. For those of you who signed up for the little kit together, our virtual bingo party kit together with Lori and Sue. Your bingo cards, I'm hoping, are arriving. I've got some messages from a couple people who have received their bingo cards already. If you have not, and I'm going to check in with everybody on Friday. If you have not got them already, I have actually written the name and taken a picture of the sleeve of bingo numbers, so therefore I can actually just send you a picture of your card so you can still play the bingo with us. I didn't want anyone to miss out on the bingo. Okay, so keep an eye on your mailbox. Your card should be coming. Okay, all right, let's create, shall we? So for my scraps, so you may remember this card that I created just a couple days ago, and in here I ended up using these dies here. They're called the Around It All dies. Okay. My daughter wants to know if she can play bingo. Maybe we'll make Molly the caller. She could be the bingo caller, maybe. We'll see. Okay. But these are a set of I'm trying to remember what somebody described these as. They're not circular. They're just kind of a fun shape, right? They're quirky. I think someone called it quirky circles. And they are kind of that. They're just different shapes. And even when you go to stack them, because there is 12 different shapes, they don't stack perfectly as well. So it gives you a really cool look to the circles that you layer. And when I created this card, I ended up cutting out of a black piece of paper. I layered up a couple different of the quirky circles. Round It All dies is what they're really called. But this piece here that was missing out of the center was this piece I put on this card. Okay, so I am using the scraps from this card to create today. All right, so I have gone ahead and I've textured with a new texture. This is it here. I love this one. It comes out of the Kenjutsu suite that is in the new annual catalog. We did create a card. Oh, you know what? It wasn't. It was with my team I created the card. This is it here. These are some of the papers and some of the elements from the papers. And this texture is within the suite. So it's a unique one because if you look at it, it has a whole bunch of textures within the actual texture. It's a really, really different style. And this is it here. It's kind of hard to see. I'm going to put maybe this red in behind it. Okay, and you can see all of the textures that it does all together. I think it'd be beautiful done in a metallic for Christmas. And then I decided to run this piece. And I'm hoping you guys can see, if I put it on an angle, can you see how it turned out where you've got all of those beautiful different textures in one? I'm going to turn my light on, I think. It's the shadows this type of day. So let's see if that helps. There, that helps. Definitely helps. So you can see how you have all those textures all the way around it. So I decided to go ahead and texture this piece, which is kind of our framing piece today that I'm using. And then I've got a couple different options for the inside. And I'm not sure yet which one I want to use on the front. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do some stamping, and I'm going to prepare 2 pieces, and then we can pick one of them. The other one I have a plan with already, but we're going to place one that's going to go into the center here. Okay, so it's either going to be the black or it's going to be kind of a white on white. So I'm going to let you guys help me choose that. But first I thought I would do some stamping on them, and then we'll know which way we want to go. So I'm just seeing the best direction or way in which this should go in. We're going to go like that. And I'm going to make sure I have them on in that direction on my stamping here. Okay. So for one, I'm going to do the black. I'm going to do white on black, and the other one, I'm going to get out my black embossing. You say black now, Christine, but let's see what you end up choosing at the end here, because it's always interesting to see the difference once you get going. Okay, so I'm going to use some Versamark, and I'm going to use some embossing powder, and I think this is going to look quite pretty, because it's going to be quite a striking like little combination here with the red. So I'm going to use this beautiful image here because I figured if I color it, if I do black and color these flowers out, I could do them in red and it would almost look like red poppies. So that's why I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to do a version that's just white on the black, which will look beautiful. Okay, so I used of course, my little embossing buddy, which has that little bit of powder in there just to go over top. Definitely want to do that, especially if you're doing it on black, because you don't want to have any of a little bit of black or the white powder kind of going over areas that you don't want it to go. Okay. And you can get a little bit of static on your paper, and then the powder sticks and you end up with little white spots on it. So I'm hoping, let's see how I did with my stamping here. I'm hoping I have enough ink on my Versamark. I have not re-inked it for a while. Oh yeah, we are good. Okay, so see how there's a few little tiny bits here. Just want to get this little bit of white off of there. Sometimes if you give it an extra little tap, that does it. I think that'll be fine. So I'm going to heat this one up first, and then I'm going to do black embossing powder on the white. So like I said, we're doing the black and white theme with a pop of red. So I'm going to do a little heat embossing. And the black powder or the white powder always looks amazing on black. Here it goes. This is a really, really pretty stamp set. It did come out a while back. It is the Spotlight on Nature. And it goes with a gorgeous set of circular dies that have all sorts of different beautiful edging on them. And I could have used that to layer up, but I thought, you know, I really wanted to see what this would look like with these different shaped circles, because I think it's going to make a really interesting look with our card. Now, I did have black. Oh, you know what I had debated? Silver. Silver on the white. No, I think I'm going to go the black on the white. I do have my black powder here. I'm going to put this to the side. The black, I always kind of get everything out of the way because it can make a little bit of a mess, and I don't have a bucket yet for my black one. I will get another bucket. I like to keep my embossing powders in buckets because I find then I can just dump them in there, and I can dip my papers in and shake off the extra powder, and I don't have to worry about that getting all over my workspace, which you'll see. And I know we have special trays as well that you can get for your embossing powders, but I find it so much easier because then I have to, you know, put the powders back into the containers. I find it so much easier to keep them in buckets. So that's why I will definitely be getting a little bucket for this one. Okay. All right, so I'm going to just brush that off. Look at how beautiful this is going to look. Okay, so I'm going to take this. Ooh, you know what? I had this gray piece out for a reason. This was another scrap that was on my work surface, and I am going to use it. Let's see. It really does depend on. I'm going to do it on. Yeah, I'm thinking in my head here. Okay, so I'm going to do a butterfly because I might want a butterfly that I want to just fussy cut out to go on this card too. And I think I'm going to do it in the black powder. Okay, I think it's going to look pretty amazing here. And I wanted to stick with a shade of black and white, so I've got my basic gray. Oh yeah, look at how pretty this is going to look. And I think after this one is heated up, and when we cut it out, I'm just going to put this carefully over here, and I will put that back in my little container here in a bit. But I'm going to use a little bit of Wink of Stella on that butterfly too to add some sparkle to it. Okay, everyone's still thinking black. Well, I'm going to see. Okay. So here we go with our black powder. Black powder, embossing powder is so striking. It just looks so shiny. I do like the look of it. Look at how shiny that is. Can you see that? I do like the look of it more than white. This seems to have more of a shine to it. Now, whatever one we don't choose for the center of the card, I have got an idea for it. So we're still going to use it on this card, but we're just going to use it in a different place. Okay, see, look at the shine of that. Nice and glossy. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is when I'm going to turn this into, let's see what I've got. I'm going to use a little bit of red on here, like that. And this is where you may switch up your mind. You might. We're going to keep that there. These are our options to go in the center. And, you know, I like to give you option. Whatever I don't use, I'm going to be using that on a different card. but I just want to see. It might be time for me to get another Wink of Stella. Yep, I'm almost out. So I'm going to take red and add a little bit of shine to it. And yes, I am. I am going to color out our flowers. Okay, we still think we want the black embossing? Let's see. It might still win, but you might be changing your tune here in a second when you see this on the card. Okay. I was staring at screens, like concentrating like crazy today. We had an amazing trainer come over from the mainland, and she was very patient with us all. But staring at the screen for hours and hours, especially when you're learning something new, your eyes get a little tired. So I'm noticing it now as I am trying to focus on keeping this coloring in the line. There, I think I did okay. There. Okay, so there is our beautiful red flowers. So with the white, and look at, we've got, can you see the shine? You got the shine of the black embossing, but you also have, see the shine of the Wink of Stella on that red's shiny too. So I'm just putting it out there. Okay, now I've got, of course, red in my Wink of Stella, but I'm going to just get rid of it. Get out, what I'm doing is I'm just rubbing it so I get the red out of there, and then I can go in and look at how the Wink of Stella is going to give us this fabulous butterfly that will also be shiny. So maybe the shiny butterfly on the black will be enough, but look at how that shines up, and you can see how it changes the shade of the cardstock ever so slightly, makes it a slightly darker color than just on the gray. Okay, all right, so I'm going to cut this butterfly out. Meanwhile, you know, start picturing how this is all going to come together and what your vote is going to be for the inside. I'm going to finish off with my greeting as well, so I'm going to stamp the greeting here in a second. Okay, and again, my eyes, I should have brought my glasses down here. There we go. So I'm just doing a little bit of cutting. We're going to cut this butterfly out, and I'm going to put it on the card, I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to put it somewhere because it is too pretty not to use it now that we've got it all embossed. And I think for a greeting for this one, I could do, this might be a beautiful card for thinking of you. Or we could do a congratulations. I don't know. Let me know what you think. What could you picture this card being used for? It would be a beautiful sympathy card too, even though, you know, it's not something that you like to have to think about too much. We do need those cards on occasion, right? Okay, so there is our butterfly ready to go. Just want to cut in here just a little bit more, like that. And then I do have I have two of these? No, I just have one. I'm going to stamp my, I did bring I think a thinking of you. I thought you were going to do the red on the black. The red on the black card with the white flower. Sympathy or thinking of you is perfect. Yeah, I'm thinking of you. And I did have one. Oh, it's in here. It's this one right here, thinking of you. That's the one I'm going to use. I think it would be beautiful for that. Okay. I know, I don't know which one I'm going to end up using, but like I said, whatever I don't use. It's going to be beautiful for another option for another card. Now I could do red, I could do black. I think that the color of the greeting is really going to depend on which center we use. So let me just let's see here. I have my bucket of pre-cut pieces, again using my scraps that I have left over, and I think I've got another one. Oh, I've got a couple of these ones. They're slightly different. This is an old die set, but that's pretty too. And I'm going to stamp one in black and I'm going to stamp one in red. And then we'll choose. Okay, so let's do black one on here. Like that. And then just stamp this a second here. And then we'll do one in red. Because I think if we use the black circle, the red writing would look really pretty. And I do have some white ribbon that I'm going to be using too. Okay, so there's a thinking of you in red. Okay, I think we've got it covered, right? The white center with the red greeting. Okay, that's what we got for one vote. White center, red greeting. I'm not going to be able to make everybody happy, right? I know it's hard. I will do a second card. You know I will. And I'll post one with the opposite because I have to use the pieces, right? Okay. So this is, once we get this all in here, so this will be option number one. I love these crazy circles. I really do. And then we've got our gorgeous butterfly. We've got our red on here, and let's do a fabulous bow. I think this is going to be the perfect ribbon. Are you going to put a hint of red in the circles in the black? I hadn't thought about that. Do you think it would show? I could definitely add some Wink of Stella, and maybe I'll add a hint of red, and I'll see if I will see if you can see a difference. It'll definitely highlight. I'm just cutting down the center of this ribbon as I chat here. It will definitely highlight the flowers for sure, and it will add sparkle to them. So I think we should do that. Okay. There. Those are going to come into play in a second here. So let's see. That's a good question. Let's try it. I'm always up to try what you guys suggest here. The butterfly is lost using the black. True. It is. We could always put it on the inside of the card, couldn't we? Okay. Let's see if this will work on the white. Oh, do you know what? See what it's doing? It's making the. I'll have to polish off the white embossing because it's hinting at kind of a pinkish color. Did not think of that. Okay, so if I buff it a little bit, I do have a paper towel. I might be able to bring it back to white. Let's see. So whenever you put ink over top of white embossing, oh yeah, there we go. You can, what it's doing is it's just, whatever color it is, it sits on the surface of the white. So after you add your Wink of Stella or whatever it is, you buff it and it will take that, see how the Wink of Stella stayed on the flowers, but it just took that little bit of that ink that was sitting over top of the white. Okay. All right, so you can't really see the red through there. And if you were to just leave it on the top, it would look pink and it would kind of end up dyeing the white embossing a pinkish color. But let's try this one. So if we did white on white, which I think would look quite pretty, then we could do butterfly on there. And we could do a black or a red greeting. Okay, I'm going to just do a little bow here first. And I'm going to do that by pulling out the fibers of this ribbon. And you may think, well, why are you doing that? I'm going to show you. It's going to be really pretty. So you pull the fibers out like that. And the main thing is don't put them down, because otherwise you won't be able to pick them up again, right? So you want to hold it together and just loop it as if you are tying a bow, but making sure that your threads stay together. Okay, that's the tricky part, is the tying. And what it's going to give you is it's going to give you this really beautiful, dainty, frilly bow, which will look really pretty. Let me just see if I can get all the fibers out of here. There. Come on, is this one going to pull? Maybe I did it too short. Hope not. Maybe I did. Okay. That's okay. We will, oh, they're pretty even actually, just like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fluff this up a little bit. I'm going to make this one a little bigger. There, pull it back a bit. And then I can trim it off so it's all even. And then we've got this delicate little bow that I can add underneath my little greeting like that. Okay. All right. So what are we thinking? Butterfly is lost using the black. I think the white circle with the red flowers, red greeting. Okay. So I'm going to go with, I will use this piece on another one, maybe a different texture. And I'm going to go with this one. And I'm going to go with the red greeting. So I'm going to add this piece down here first. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pop out, the debate is, do I pop out this piece or do I pop out the center? That is the question. I'm going to put that there. This is going to go over top, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop out the outside just to make it look a little different. And I'm going to sink the white into the, I might pop it as well, so it'll look like, it'll kind of look like it's floating in there. Okay, so let's pop out the frame, and we'll do the piece in the center, and then it will look like it's floating, and it will bring it farther away from the white backing, and you'll be able to notice the shape of the circle a little bit more. Okay, so then we can put this in. It's going to look very pretty. Love the red. I know. It's amazing. Okay. Butterfly is lost. I know, that's why we are going to, whoop, got a little bit of red on there. I had red on my fingers. That's okay. So I'm going to let that float there. Just like that. And then I am going to stick this one over top, just flying by. So we'll go like that. Okay, and then we're going to put this down with, we need embellishments on this too. So we got to keep that in mind. So I'm going to just glue this piece down, and I'm debating on, I think I'm going to put it down more here. Or do I want the greeting kind of across down here? I think I'm going to put it down near the bottom, and we wanted the red one. Do we want the red? I made the right decision. Yay! Okay, I think I'm going to go red down here. I think so. And I'm going to go like this first. So we have kind of something to ground it on. Isn't that a pretty little delicate bow? And then we'll put it across like so. And then as for our embellishments, I think we need to keep it kind of something simple, but nothing too bright with color, something more neutral. So I'm gonna go like that. Now, can you see, it's hard to see the texture unless I hold it up really close. See that texture in there? So pretty, all of the different textures. Okay, and then what we'll do is we will add, let's see, some embellishment. And I'm thinking maybe white with a little bit of shine. So I do have, oh no, that's not what I want. Oh, this one I think. I have some of these left, and I'd have to look and see if these are still available. I'm not sure if they are, but they have a little bit of silver in them. So I think this will be quite pretty to add. So I'm going to do like one, whoop, and these are little low profile ones too, so they don't stick out too much. We'll do one there, 1, 2, 3, and maybe one here, like that. And we need one more because I have to do uneven. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm gonna do one maybe up here on the black, like that, maybe down here. There. Okay, so there is our texture. We've got our red poppies. That's what we're making them today anyway. And then for the inside, I mean, we could add this piece and glue it just off to the side here. Maybe I will cut a little insert. That's what I'll do. Is I'll cut a little insert. I have one right here. And then we'll add this piece on the inside, so we're not wasting that piece. Oh, hold on. Let's see. There we go. We're not wasting that piece. So we will cut it down to, I like to do a 3 3/4 by 5 for the inside. So I'm going to glue this down like this, and then I'm going to bring this right over the edge like that. And that will be the perfect way to finish off the inside, and it'll be a nice little surprise on the inside too. So we'll go like that. And then I'm going to add some glue just in the corner here, like this, and I can place this down like that. Just gonna let that sit there for a second, and then I can turn it and do a little flip and trim. And I do love how you really get to see how fun these circles are with this card. I need to trim it just a little bit more, nice and tight here. There. Okay, so you can see there is the inside, which is kind of fun with that shape, and it matches the outside, which has those quirky circles and cutouts in there. And there's our inside. So whatever you were choosing for the front, I was going to put the other one on the inside, and I think we made the right choice because this really pops around the black pattern there, and you definitely notice the butterfly more, and you wouldn't have noticed, it wouldn't have been so striking on the inside if we had switched it and put the white on the inside. So I think that was perfect. Okay, there we go. So there we have got our beautiful black and white with a pop of red card for tonight using scraps that I had from a previous card. So it really does challenge you to kind of think of ideas when you have leftover pieces of different ways in which you can work them, right? I would have never come up with this if I didn't have these pieces just laying around. So have another look at those scraps, create something fun with them, and then find my post that I posted yesterday. It was yesterday morning at 7 o'clock on this page, and pop in the comments the card that you created with your scraps. I'm just going to zoom in so you guys can see that texture. It's really hard to see how beautiful the texture is. In person, it really does make a difference on the card. Really adds a really elegant look to it. And all that Wink Stella on there. See how that makes a difference? Love it. Okay. There we go. All right. So thank you guys for stopping by. This is day 3 of 25 days of going live. Tomorrow I am going to go live at the same time. So 6:30 tomorrow night you will find me here, and we will be creating something, a different shape card. So that's another thing for today's. I have all these little bits and pieces stuck to my finger. For today's giveaway challenge or question, I did a poll, and the poll was whether you wanted me to create tomorrow night a slimline card, which is our tall skinny or long skinny card, right? Or a 5x5 square card, or a set of 3x3. So I would do either 3 or 4 different 3x3 cards that would all coordinate together. So I am going to, right now we have got, I had it written down here, I think slimline card was winning by, was that 48%, followed by a square card was like 30 something, and then 3x3s was about 13 so far, 13%. So head on over. I posted it to the top of my page, and you can vote. I am going to check it out. Tomorrow around 1 o'clock, I'm going to start planning my card for tomorrow night at 6:30. And whatever it is was the majority, whatever the poll won, that will be the card, that type of card that I will end up making for you tomorrow night. So I'm excited to see what I'm going to be making tomorrow. So head on over and make sure you guys vote on that and get your scrap cards in the comments. And what I'm going to do after about every, because I'm doing 25 days, after every 5 days, then I will put everybody's comment into, like, from day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, and I will do draws for the first 5 days. Okay, maybe on day 6, and then we will wait 5 more, and I will do 5 different draws of 5 prizes to get our 25 prizes. Okay, all right. Okay, everyone, thanks for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow night at 6:30. See you then. Bye.